Earlier this month, Western Australia's capital city, Perth, played host to some of the biggest stars from the world of golf, in town for the ISPS Hander Perth International. It's Australia's richest event, and for Brett Rumford, a welcome chance to head back to his hometown. We sat down with Brett to talk about what's been a memorable 2013 season for him and a wonderful year for Aussie golf.
Being on the West Coast, obviously with time constraints and the rest of it, it's very hard to get events, but obviously when we do, the Perth people get really excited, and we back anything to do with sport, so it's coming a good time for Australian golf as well. So looking forward to the summer. Hopefully we can build a lot of interest and we can build on this for the years to come.
Adam Scott's win at the Masters was the biggest story for Aussie golf in 2013, but Rumford made some headlines of his own, winning back-to-back events at the Ballantines in Korea and then at the Volvo China Open, arresting something of a lean spell in the process.
You just never know when your next win is around the corner, and obviously after 7 years it was just a nice monkey to get off the back, and then for it to be the very next week in China to go out there and win again, and I guess in the style in which I won, it's something that I'll always look back on and be very proud of.
Rumford stormed away from the field with a brilliant back nine in China to win comfortably by 4, but it had been a little more nerve-wracking for him in Korea the previous week.
Oh, but what a blow. A double bogey 6 on the penultimate hole.
After losing the outright lead, he found himself in a 4-way playoff and then produced one of the shots of the year to set up eagle at the first sudden death hole.
The circumstance, the situation that I was in was definitely, it's definitely my career best golf shot, no doubt about it. But my only thought walking in the in the playoff was a 3 is going to have to win this hole. Obviously I have to get in that ball in play. 5-iron, I must have only just missed my divot from the previous golf shot by maybe a couple of feet. So I had the same number. As soon as it came off the golf club, I looked up and it was perfect.
The resulting putt sealed a memorable win. And following his 2 victories, there was plenty of rescheduling to do in 2013.
It's been great. It's a nice problem to have. When you go and win and all these doors start to open up, it's nice to actually get, the profile lifts, the expectations lift. You become a lot more visible, and these things, these better players, it's just what they have to deal with week in, week out. But it's been a great experience. I've enjoyed the step up, and obviously I'm looking forward to carrying this momentum into next year.
Starts at Firestone and in the PGA Championship gave Brett a first-hand look at some of the top American players, and he was joined by a couple of them in Perth in the shape of defending champion Bo Van Pelt and the big-hitting Dustin Johnson.
You have these guys in certain codes of sport that come along that almost defy the laws of physics. It's these same people that you just want to punch in the face for how easy they make it look. So Dustin's one of these guys that seemingly could take up swimming, he could take up any game that he wanted to do, basketball. He's just so happened to play golf, unfortunately for us. So, but they're great guys, a lot of fun to play with technology and the way the game's evolved. I think it's really played into the hands of the athlete these days. So it's all about club head speed. Back in the day, if it got windy, you couldn't really force the golf shot. So the harder you hit it, the more spin you'd put on it, the more the ball would get up in the wind, and it would just be knocked all over the place. So it was all about control, finesse. It wasn't about speed. So it is these days. So you're seeing more and more young guys coming through, dominating golf courses that were built for the old technology. So which is really exciting.